member for Robinson.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. And I rise to discuss an important issue that has been developing in my electorate of Robertson on the New South Wales Central Coast. I'm referring to the proposed seawall for Wamberal Beach. As many people in my community know, Wamberal Beach sustained significant coastal erosion following major storms in recent years. These storms damaged several beachside properties located on Wamberal Beach. Some were left dangling over the dune system. The impacts of the storm spurred beachside property owners to consider options to protect their properties from future erosion risks. One such option, which has gained the support of these beachside property owners, is to construct a vertical 1.3-kilometre concrete seawall from one end of Wamberal Beach to the other. This option will purportedly safeguard Wamberal Beach and Wamberal beachside properties. Understandably, there are many people living in Wamberal and right across the Central Coast who do not want to see a vertical 1.3-kilometre concrete wall constructed along one of the region's premier beaches. People note that should a concrete seawall eventuate, it will have a much greater negative impact to our natural environment on the Central Coast. For instance, at a recent community forum, which included experts on the topic of seawalls, several seawall side effects were unpacked and they were discussed. For example, experts Professor Andrew Short of the University of Sydney and Angus Gordon OAM stated that following a major sea storm, should a seawall be constructed, sand would be scoured away from the beach. This would reveal the seawall up to heights of multiple metres and potentially leave little sand left along Wamberal Beach. Additionally, it was discussed that a seawall along the beach could redivert storm surges into the adjacent Terrigal-Wamberal Lagoon. This outcome would be catastrophic for people living along the lagoon's perimeter and in its vicinity, potentially meaning thousands of homes flooded and many couples and families facing a precarious future. If we look at examples of the Collaroy seawall constructed on the northern beaches of Sydney, we see these potential outcomes that are playing out in real time, Deputy Speaker. Now, after major storm events, sand along Collaroy Beach is scoured away, leaving behind a monolithic concrete seawall and very little beach for the community to access. The example of Collaroy Beach seawall should be considered and used as a case study when considering the outcome of the proposed Wamberal Beach seawall. As experts Andrew Short and Angus Gordon put it, seawalls protect only the immediate beachside properties from risk of erosion and create a range of further problems for the wider community. And as the federal member for Robertson, I will continue to represent my community on this very important issue. The overwhelming majority of the community in Wamberal and adjacent suburbs do not want this seawall to go ahead. They are concerned for the long-term ramifications and believe the costs are too high and will only protect a select few property owners to the detriment of the wider community. There are better ways to respond to coastal erosion that do not include constructing a vertical seawall, as explained by the experts, by Mr Short and by Mr Gordon. They include sand nourishment, dune recontouring and dune revegetation works. It is also important to note the necessity for all levels of government to work together on the future of coastal management policies. There are many issues affecting existing legislation governing coastal management, and if governments were to work together on sustainable solutions for coastal erosion, there would not be responses like a seawall for Wamberal Beach. Deputy Speaker, there have been several tremendous, outstanding people leading the campaign opposed to the proposed Wamberal Beach seawall over the past few years. And I want to place on Hansard my appreciation for their efforts on this issue. To the Wamberal Beach Save Our Sand organisation, thank you for all that you've done mobilising and educating our community. To Felicity Phillips and Hugh Navin, thank you for starting this important campaign and being passionate advocates. To Mark and Corinne Lamont, thank you for all of your advocacy and being organisational masters. To Paul and Adele Greenberg, thank you for your support. And to Peter Blackwall and all the amazing volunteers from Wamberal Beach Bush Care Group, you are amazing environmentalists, and thank you for your consistent work. And to Sam Borton, mate, thank you for your ongoing leadership and willingness to keep fighting for our community on the Central Coast. And to the people of Robertson, I encourage you all to make submissions to the Hunter and Central Coast Regional Planning Panel once a development application has been lodged for the Wamberal Seawall. The higher number of submissions, the greater community chances are of defeating this proposal, and I will do everything in my power to ensure my community is represented in this very, very important issue. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.